Okay. Welcome everybody to Saturdays with Tara. I'm Mary Beth at the Law of Attraction Club, on the web at theloaclub.com. On the conference line, remember if you have questions or comments to press *6. Waiting for opening slide here on the Hangout on Air. This is our introduction to the theme of the week. All of this is also being simulcast on our conference line, and we'll continue on the conference line with more discussion and Q&A after the Hangout. You're welcome to join us using the number on your screen. Bring your questions and comments. Robin will be bringing through Tara for us today. So we welcome Tara and Robin. And over to you.
Welcome to this discussion. As always, we will be using words, and words in a finite language are always going to be an approximation when describing the infinite. And as you hear these words, just notice your consciousness as it dances around and above and beneath and ahead of the words. Remember also that this intersection of ours today is being created as much by you as it is by us. You have already decided the certainties, the probabilities, the possibilities, and the impossibilities of this meeting of ours. And the actual version that shows up for you today within those boundaries will be a match to the here and now version of you, as everything in your experience always is. Let's talk about how this works. What is the law of attraction? There are various ways of describing it. That which is like unto itself is drawn, or simply, like attracts like, are definitions which reflect the absolute truth that everything in any realm or plane of existence is in vibrational resonance with everything else with it in that realm. Intersections only occur between things when frequencies match. Now, being human and caught up in this physical space-time game called life on Earth, you naturally want to relate all this to subjects like more abundance, being physically vibrant, or being in loving relationships. And so you should, and you can. It's true of everything that exists, and it's certainly true for your here and now. Early in this one's exploration, he was drawn to the Michael Losier definition. You attract into your life that which you give your energy, focus, and attention, whether wanted or unwanted. This is a very nuts and bolts description, which expresses two essential components of the law. Firstly, it's all about the way you think. And secondly, you cannot exclude things. Many of you, when asked what you want, begin by listing the things in your life you want to get rid of. As this definition suggests, if you focus on removing something, you simply attract more of it. To move away from something, you must focus on what you want to move towards. You must think positively, and it must feel good. From Abraham this week. Ask and it is given means that whether you are a full blossoming genius human, or whether you are the one-celled amoeba in the ocean or a cell in one of your bodies, when it is concluded that something else is preferred, no matter how developed the consciousness is, every time a preference is noted, non-physical energy rushes forth to answer it. It is the promise of our evolving beingness. These words convey a powerful picture of the absoluteness and limitlessness of the law of attraction. But there are some of you that react to this by saying, well, I've certainly been asking and I haven't seen it yet. So let's explore what it is to ask and what it means to be given. What comes into your life is always a match to your vibrational set point. Your set point is a function of what you have chosen to believe about this and that, about everything. So it turns out that asking is not some plea to God or to the universe. Asking for something new means choosing to believe something new. It might begin with hope and a wistful imagining of what it would be like to be there. Then you can move to what will it be like. Then you can transport that future picture into a now picture by imagining in present tense. What is it like now? And as you bring that image into a new now version of yourself, you are changing your set point. So what does it mean to be given? And how and when does it happen? Let's start here. There is no body and no thing external to you watching your progress and deciding whether to give you or withhold from you something that already exists. What arrives in your experience is governed only by your point of attraction. There is no time lag. Manifestation is immediate. If what you are striving for is taking time, it means that you haven't yet changed your set point. Even if you have aligned your conscious desire with your conscious belief, one or both of these is not aligned with your superconscious beliefs or desires. In that superconscious, you have a store that defines everything. We call that your tapestry of expectations. As you, in that so-called past of yours, made belief choices, so you stored them away and mostly never refer consciously to them again. It's not that you can't, you can. You can get still and quiet and go inside you and look at any part of that tapestry. It's like walking into a vast library with millions of books. You can go to any shelf and get any book and read its contents. For example, what do you believe or know about some particular thing? From a million topics, pick one. Say elephants, or say gold, or say the moon. At first, you may be surprised what you know and how much you know. But that's just because you haven't taken that particular book off the shelf for a while and sat down to read it. But it's there, and it's a part of you, and it defines who you are. And who you are defines the world around you, your world. You might think that there are many other people who know much more about those things in your world. Well, here's the literal truth of it. They don't, because they can't. If you don't know something, it doesn't exist in your world, because, as we're wanting to be very clear about here, your expectation tapestry defines everything you can ever experience. Your world is unique to you. So the nature of attracting more of what you want is to get all those parts of your consciousness into synchronous harmony. The good news in all of this, of course, is that you can. Those books of your prior belief choices can be rewritten in exactly the same way as you wrote them in the first place. You make a new decision about what to believe, and then you practice writing it into the next edition with love and care for yourself and for who you are and for what you're becoming. Then you can publish it. Get yourself an early copy and put that new version onto the shelf in place of that old one. So let's get to an expanded definition of the law of attraction. And perhaps we shouldn't be calling it a law because that doesn't begin to do justice to the absolute and fundamental way it underlies everything. But as this one is likely to say about his current version of the world, that ship has already sailed. So let's begin here. You are a consciousness, a timeless, always connected extension of the collective consciousness of all that is. Your desires and intentions and belief choices and expectations create the individuation that is you. With each new choice, you step into a new version of you, and a matching context wraps itself around you. Because in truth, you and your context are one and the same thing. So the law of attraction is by what you choose to believe and expect, consciously, deliberately, or subconsciously by default, wanted or unwanted, instant by instant, you experience a version of you and your context that uniquely matches those expectations. This is also, of course, a very nuts and bolts definition. So let's do two things here. As we did last week, let's turn that to a first-person affirmation. And let's all of us here now take a flight a little. Let yourself flow with this. Identify with it, because this is truly who you are. There is power in these words because they express the energy and the creative genius of you and of us. We are all in these words. Let's be in them together. Say to yourself, I am source. I am all that is. I am the timeless energy that creates everything. I am the master of my universe. I am eternally here and now and eternally choosing new and wondrous things to explore. No matter which world I choose to wrap around me, I am always at choice. I am on this magnificent adventure playing this wonderful game on a space-time world called Earth. It's my world. And I'm mixing it up with you who are my invited guests. And we are each of us learning all over again what fun it is to create in this focused way. There is no limit to what I can choose. I am here to experience the abundance that is my birthright. I am here to play this game for all it's worth. I am here for the sheer joy of it. I am part of all of you, even as you are one with me. So let's now move into our longer discussion. We welcome your questions because part of our tapestry is a desire to mix it up with those like you who are learning to dance in a new way. This is more fun for us than words can convey.
This Hangout on Air was the summary of our theme for the week. Our longer discussion continues this week on our conference line on Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. You're welcome to join us. And our discussion continues now on our conference line as well.